Kensington, Philadelphia was once a thriving working-class neighborhood, but now it is unfortunately the center of one of America's most dangerous drug crises. The streets of this neighborhood are a sad display of addiction, homelessness, and despair. But how did it get here? And more importantly, what can be done? Kensington wasn't always such a dark place, as just a few decades ago, it was a vibrant industrial neighborhood where people worked hard to build a future. Over time, jobs disappeared, poverty grew, and residents turned to addiction as synthetic opioids flooded the streets, turning this once thriving community into an addiction-ridden slum. This crisis is not just a problem for Kensington, as the causes for how it got to its current state represent a larger problem in America. In 2022, over 100,000 people died from drug overdoses in the U.S., with fentanyl making up the large majority of these deaths. So how did Kensington get to this point, and what could be done to fix it? Pharmaceutical companies are somewhat responsible for this crisis, as they marketed synthetic opioids as non-addictive medicine throughout the 1990s. This led to doctors prescribing more than recommended amounts, causing many people to become dependent. When prescription opioids became harder to get, people turned to black market fentanyl, a synthetic opioid which is 50 times stronger than heroin, and is the main reason why addiction is as deadly as it is today.
How many people have you spoken out here that are initially prescribed, like let's say fentanyl or oxys, and then end up coming here to buy it for cheap?
Yeah, most of the people we see my age, it's usually what it is. They get driven to it because you get to taking it, you're doing what you're supposed to, you listen to your doctor, and you get addicted. Back in the day, like they didn't tell me that it was addictive. I was taking Oxycontin 80s, like 4 a day. They wouldn't warn me or anything like that.
Yeah, no warnings, and then you're forever addicted.
Yeah, exactly.
Today, fentanyl is found in nearly every street drug, causing an additional risk for those who are already vulnerable, such as homeless people, people with mental health conditions, and those who have been failed by the system. Addiction is not the only downside of this crisis, as it has led to increased crime rates, businesses shutting down, and the residents of Kensington seeing their home neighborhood fall into a state of disrepair. This situation has overwhelmed law enforcement, first responders, and community outreach programs, as there has been a struggle to keep up and find a solution.
Philadelphia officials are working on a plan to both clean up the city's Kensington neighborhood and address the drug use and addiction there, and this is not an easy task.
Kensington used to be a strong community. Now, it's heartbreaking, as overdoses happen every day. Over the years, the government has responded in different ways, like the Kensington Initiative, a multi-agency effort which was launched to combat drug trafficking. While these crackdowns have led to arrests, many argue that they treat addiction as a crime rather than a health crisis. Meanwhile, harm reduction advocates have pushed for supervised injection sites, or places where people can use drugs under medical supervision to prevent overdoses. Critics argue that this enables addiction, but supporters say that it saves lives and provides a gateway to treatment. So, what's the solution? It starts with treating addiction as a public health issue, not just a criminal one. That means expanding access to rehabilitation programs, mental health services, and affordable housing. It also means reforming drug policies to focus on prevention and recovery rather than punishment. Cities that have implemented harm reduction programs, such as medication-assisted treatment and needle exchange programs, have seen significant decreases in overdose deaths. Could this approach work in Kensington? Many believe it could. Kensington's crisis is complex, and there's no easy fix, but investing in real solutions such as rehabilitation, mental health care, and community support will undoubtedly lead to change. If you want to help, support organizations that are making a difference, spread awareness, and push for policies that prioritize recovery over punishment.